Hello, and welcome to an all-new episode on The Voyage Within. I am your host, Brittany Jackson. I specialize in personal development and how to live an authentic life leading from your heart. I felt so good about getting on and creating here with you today. The message that is inspiring me is, what if you allowed yourself to be messy? What if you allowed yourself to be human? What if you allowed yourself to be imperfect? How many times do we try to control this and that? How many times do we try to control everything that we are juggling? Relationships, parenthood, household responsibilities, adulthood, dating, work, finances, family, our health, our nutrition, our fitness, our hobbies, our time, our calendar. Sometimes it is just too much to juggle. For a long time now, I have been trying to show up and do the best I can. I have tried to show up perfectly, responsibly. I've tried to be healthy. I try. What if trying was good enough? What if sometimes we didn't want to try and that was okay? What if we wanted to have a little fun and let a little loose? What if we wanted to set it all down? This life process isn't supposed to be all or nothing. It isn't supposed to be entirely perfect or imperfect. The journey is just what is. It is what we make it. It is what we do with it. And the only life we have to live and the only existence we have is moment to moment. Life will continue to change, and our focus and our priorities will constantly shift. You are a human being, not a human doing, and you cannot navigate it all at all times. I think the most important thing is checking in with your well-being. How are you doing? Are you taking care of you? And sometimes taking care of you is checking out or stepping aside for struggling, and allow yourself to struggle. Allow yourself to feel your feelings, to make mistakes. Sometimes we have to take responsibility and we have to give ourselves grace. I feel like I've always tried to do everything so perfectly because I try to be intentional and I try to do the next right thing, but I'm a human and I can't do it perfect. In my last relationship, I tried to have so much control. I felt like I was skating on ice, that everything had to be perfect and sleek. I was so afraid to truly show up, to truly say how I felt and what I needed and what I wanted. Fearful that I would make him leave, change his mind about me, hurt him, shake up the situation, and it spiral out of control. Because my past relationships before him, they were really toxic and dysfunctional. We would explode. We would say whatever we think. We didn't have maturity. We didn't have awareness or respect for one another. So it just felt like all or nothing from my past experiences. I was either on one side of the spectrum or I was on the other. And so I mentioned in a previous podcast, I'm trying to date again, and I'm trying to figure out what this dynamic is. And I always go back to the drawing board. I take out a rule book. I try to create this plan, this foundation of what to do and what not to do, how to do this, how to do that. It's going to look like this. It's going to look like that. And it's exhausting. It's exhausting. I don't want to take control of every situation all of the time. I lose my serenity when I control. So what if I just let go and allow life to be whatever it is from moment to moment? What if I just embraced each moment and made it beautiful? The dating strategies are not going as planned. I'm losing control. Nothing's making sense. Nothing is looking like I thought it would. It's not going the way I thought. But what if it is exactly as it should be? What if I am supposed to be in this place? I am supposed to be confused and messy, and I'm not supposed to have control, and I'm not supposed to have all the answers. I'm not supposed to know it all. Maybe that's the way it's supposed to be. Do I believe that the universe cares for me? Do I believe that God is there for me? Do I believe that everything leads into something else and that it all makes sense? And when we're in the heat of those transitions from one thing to the next, it gets confusing. It can feel overwhelming. But once we get to where we're supposed to be, it will click and it will make sense. I remember getting out of that last relationship. I was so confused. I had never worked so hard for probably anything in my entire life. And that did make me question, was it supposed to take that much work if it was right? I shouldn't have felt that depleted and that exhausted. And I was so confused. I felt like I got screwed over because things didn't go the way I wanted them to, because I want what I want right now in my time. But that's not the way life works. Life is its own time and its own plan. So after that relationship, I had faith. I had faith that there would be something better. I had faith that it would make sense. And being on the other side of that and dating again, I've discovered things and people and experiences that have made me feel in ways that I never felt that whole relationship, that have brought out sides of me I didn't even know existed. And it makes me think, wow. And I was willing to settle for that or in that. I was willing to cut myself short because the things I'm experiencing about myself and within myself now feel beautiful. They inspire me and they give me hope. And I've never felt these things where I was before. Our journey will always lead us to somewhere better. And it'll show us new parts of ourselves. And we are forever growing and evolving, and our depth never stops. We are so deep and expansive, and anything is possible if we just believe in the miracle of being here and being alive. I was talking to a friend today, and we're both in the same boat. We're both like, wow, we had these plans and these ideas. We thought it was going to look this way or be this way, and everything feels like it's falling apart. Everything feels shaken up. Nothing makes sense. And I feel like I'm imperfect. I feel like I'm making massive mistakes, and I don't know how I feel about anything. And I said, isn't that the beauty of it all? Isn't that so beautiful to feel so alive, to feel so all over the place and have all of these different things going on around us and within us and having no control of anything? There's so much beauty in just being alive and with all of it. And I said, I love you, and I don't care if you make mistakes, and I don't care if you have setbacks or you struggle or you're imperfect. If anything, I love you all the more for it. And what if we applied that same concept to ourselves? What if we loved ourselves through anything? What if we supported and had our own back through anything? What if we said, I love you and I'm not going anywhere? And I will be with you through this mess. I will love you through this mess. I will cherish and celebrate all that you are doing and stop focusing on what you are not doing or what I wish you would do better. What if I just loved me for me? Maybe that's the freedom that we're looking for. Maybe that's always the balance, is giving ourselves grace. My rule book is ruined. I don't know where it went. I don't know what it's doing. And I tossed it. I don't want it anymore. I don't know what this life is. I don't know where I'm headed. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what this all means and where it's all leading. But I'm going to trust it, and I'm going to dance along the way. Literally dance more along the way. Dance on my exercise bike, dance in the car, dance in the kitchen when I'm cooking, dance outside in the sun and the grass. Love and embrace life for all it is. Life is too short to take too seriously. I need more fun in my life. I need more joy. Maybe whatever we're going through, that's the key that keeps us afloat, is to find more joy and more happiness. Just laugh and dance along the way in our imperfect human experience. I never said I knew everything, and I never said I needed to know. So what am I striving for? It just creates more stress and pressure to try to be someone I'm not, to try to control things I have no control over, to try to spread myself thin when I don't have to. I've noticed myself over planning so much. I feel like I'm drowning, I'm sinking. I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm spread in so many directions. I can't keep up. Well, today I decided to cancel everything and have a day for me. Have a day for me. Say no to others and prioritize me. I choose me today. That's the self-care I need to take. And in that, I feel inspired to share with you, to connect, to create, to be with you in this life experience, in this humanness, in this messy, wonderful goodness. Talking about all that life is and the beauty and the gift of it. I had mentioned in a previous episode that I had lost a really close friend this past summer, someone who I loved and admired so much and who did so much for me in my life. And it really got me thinking how short life is and that we can really go at any moment. I had spoke at his funeral and shared a eulogy about him. And it made me think and wish that I would have been able to say all those things to him when he was still there. And so I applied that lesson and that impact to my life. And thank God my grandparents are still alive and here. And I asked them if they would take me to their burial site where they will be when they pass away. And I was able to see that with them and be there with them. I was able to look at them so beautiful, healthy, and alive on this beautiful fall day with the sun shining in the pond and seeing where one day I will go when they're not here anymore. And I took that opportunity to tell them how much they've impacted my life and how much I love them, how much they mean to me. And I had never bonded or connected with them in the way I did in that moment. To really embrace the truth and the beauty of life, that everything begins and everything ends and nothing lasts forever. And the beauty in that is when we do have things, they mean all the more because we know that we won't have them forever. Life is too short to try to have it all together. Life is too short to try to be perfect. Life is too short to have control. What if you let go of that control and just allowed yourself to be? What if you stop nitpicking and judging your life and you and all those around you, and you let everybody be human and imperfect and messy and love them anyways, including yourself? Life is such a gift. And I'm so grateful for another day to be alive and to be here with you on this platform once again. So I'd like to tell you something. You are important. You matter. You are loved. You are cared for. You are supported. You have done so many good things throughout your life, and you did so many good things today. How about you celebrate the things that you achieved today? Because I can guarantee you that there's several. What would you see if you just looked? It's crazy what happens when you shift your focus and you shift your perspective. I was on my exercise bike today and I was looking at my phone, so I wasn't pedaling as hard and as fast. And I set the phone down and I changed focus and got into the bike and I pedaled so hard and so fast. I was on the same bike doing the same exercise, but where I put my focus was the result I got from that workout. Where's your focus? What are you making things to be? When me and my friend were on that phone call, she was talking about talking to her therapist and tried to figure out what was going on. And I said, you know what? Sometimes I don't want a solution. Sometimes I don't want to fix. I don't want to be fixed. I don't want to fix myself. I just want to be me in the imperfection and in the messy. Wow. What beautiful permission that I gave myself. That was the permission I needed. And she said, yeah, I get that. I just want to tell somebody what I'm going through and what I'm experiencing and not have them try to fix me or point out what I'm doing wrong or what I need to do. I just want to be myself in someone else's presence. And I said, well, you're going to get that with me because I will never judge you and I will always love you. And I see that you are doing the best you can, and that is good enough. It doesn't have to look this one way. It doesn't have to be this certain way. I am so proud of you for being you. That grace, that acceptance, that love, that beauty and permission. Can you give yourself that today? Remember that today is a gift, that you are a gift, life is a gift. And go out and do something that makes you feel alive, beautiful, special, handsome, important. Give that to you. And it's okay if you need others to give that to you too. Find the beauty in connection, in being human. Go tell someone else it is okay too. I'd like to take a moment to pray for you. Invite in what you believe in that gives you hope and magic and meaning. God, I pray for the listener that they are not so hard on themselves, that they don't take life and themselves and others so seriously, that they are able to dance through the mistakes and celebrate in the hiccups and love when it would be easy not to. I pray that they are able to do the hard thing, and I pray that they are able to love themselves more because of it. Please help us accept ourselves, that we are human, that we don't have to be or do anything to be loved and accepted, that we just are, and we are beautiful for being the creation that you made us. That life is hard and it's messy and it's demanding and it's not supposed to be easy. It's not supposed to be perfect, and we're not always supposed to do the right things. That there's so much beauty in setbacks. There's so much beauty when we get on the other side. And that's what life is. It's not that we go through one hard thing and then it's over and then we're in the good. It's a cycle that happens again and again and again. And I pray that you give the listener the support, the encouragement, and the love that they need to get through these cycles time after time. Thank you for this platform where I can reach them and we can be together. Thank you for your inspiration and your creativity that flows through me. And I pray for love and connection within our communities and one another. Amen. I'd like to take this time to affirm this gift that we've received. Feel free to say this to yourself or out loud with me. I am beautiful and I am imperfect. I accept myself as I am. I let life happen and flow through me as it is supposed to. I show up and I do the best I can with what I have. I am a miracle and I deserve to be here. I do so much for others each day, and I will allow myself to celebrate that. I will allow myself to celebrate me. Wow, what a great day to be alive. Thank you so much for joining me on this week's episode of The Voyage Within. You are incredible. Thank you for showing up and being here with me again and again. And I really hope that this is bringing something wonderful into your life and that you are able to share that with somebody else. If you love this podcast and it does anything for you, please make sure to leave a review, to share it with somebody else, and to reach out and let me know that I helped you in some way so I know that I am reaching someone. Until next time, live well and be happy.